Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Strange Parts. How are things going? Hey, James. Hey, Obsidian. Glad to have you here. Hey, Mac Prince. Hey, Organ Leaf. And Light Cosmic. Krillin and Kraz. How's it going? Hey, Kamado. Hey, Risky Banana. Quinn, thank you for subscribing with Prime Gaming. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. That absolutely helps. Hey, Rudy. Hello. I have a new mug. I broke my old one, and I'll show the side with the graduated cylinder with the graduations on it. I broke my old one, and they were out of the 400 milliliter, so I got the big one. Oh. All right. Krillin, multitasking here with the multiple streams. Awesome. Well, I got some fun stuff in the mail. I thought I'd show that off. First and foremost, I got my shipment from China of iPhone parts. So let's take a look at that. I haven't taken a deep look at it yet. I just verified that it was here. Let me adjust this slightly. So, this is what I got. So, this is the most important thing that we've been waiting on for weeks now. It took them forever to ship it. There were some issues with my shipping address, and we kept going around in circles. But these are the bottom flex connectors. Bottom flex cables. We've been waiting on. So, I have been told that these are originals. We're not doing iPhone stuff today, but I thought everybody would want to see these. They got an Apple logo. That's a good sign. Can't get this out. So they do look like they're used, which is fine by me. I don't really understand how the market has supported that already, but things move fast. Put this bag open because I cannot get it out because it's stuck. Well, yeah. Out. These little envelopes are useful. Boy, dang it. Oh, I got it. Be careful not to rip this. These are not cheap. I think I spent $200 on 3, something like that. All right, and we're just gonna throw the envelope in the process. That's okay. Now I just have to not lose these. Yeah, the problem with working on the latest phone is that all the parts are more expensive because it's supply and demand. Okay. Oh, and they still have the little... there's still a piece of plastic on here, but that's okay. Little barometric vent deal. So, that looks familiar. I still haven't found the one that I lost. It must have gotten thrown away. I can't think of where it possibly would have gone. So, yeah. Let's see if we can get a close up of this. A little bit closer. Anyway. So, it's sad I don't have the other one to compare it to, but it looks legit to me. Yeah, it looks like it was just pulled from a phone. I have heard that they've been tearing apart phones, and I don't quite understand why. Like, tearing apart and parting out parts. Maybe they can get more money for the individual parts right now for repair than it costs to buy a new phone. I bet that's it. If you just go to the Apple store and buy a new phone and part it out, I would bet that might be worth more than the actual phone. But I don't know. So I got 3 of those because they were spicy. See if I can find how much they were, actually. They were not cheap. I don't think these are factory discards. Just based on the glue, like the way the glue is on them. It's got little remnants of glue. So, let's see. Pull up my email. Tell you how much they were. Order. They were. It was $182 for 3. So whatever that works out to. Oh, an 82 over 3, about $60. Right, I can't do math today. So that is spicy. Yeah, they should be about $5 once. At least copies will be about $5 once the machine spins up. So anyway, put that away. And then I got, these are just fun bits. I got, well, I got some new glue for the screen because I'm eventually gonna have to put a screen back on. Oops. So that just looks like that. It's just the black gasket goes around the outside, and the blue is just the plastic they mount the glue onto to. It's sort of the template to insert it. You know, it's like the peel off back on a sticker, but it aligns everything. And then I got something just for fun because I didn't realize you could buy these online. I got, these are discarded logic boards for, what are they for? They're for at least an X, but I don't know exactly which model. Find out. They are for X. And these, it's a different price if they have the NAND chip on them than if they don't. And these do have the NAND chip here. So this is the sandwich board that has 2 PCBs sandwiched together by this crazy BGA grid. And then that's the SIM card slot there. So, and then they have this huge row of connectors. So anyway, I thought I would just grab a couple of those. Both channels are not up right now, Nosh. Or shouldn't be anyway. We'll bring the other one up in a few minutes. Catfit, thank you for subscribing with Prime Gaming. I don't exactly know how you say your name, but thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, X10, whatever. In China, they say cha, iPhone cha, which is X. So, yeah. Oh, I have some other toys that I got. I have been using the iPhone screwdrivers, but I thought, I'm so used to having purpose-built screwdrivers. I got some fancy 3D screwdrivers. And these are a brand that I haven't used before, but I've seen some, I know the screwdrivers that they're based on. And I thought I would try these out. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to see these. There's something very cool about this that's not normal. Might require looking out under the microscope or something just to see it. The screwdriver tip is different. So this, which one is this? This one is the pentalobe, but it's not a normal pentalobe tip. And I got a bunch of them. I got 6 of them. I got a full set. So and these, so pull all these out here. Anyway, these are special because the tip is very flat, and it has a flat surface to sort of mate with the screw, and so it gives you a much more positive, like, feel with the screw than you would on a normal screwdriver. To some extent, it's gimmicky, but I really liked them when I like the set that I have in Shenzhen, and so I thought I would pick up some. It's nice when you're working on phones to have the exact right screwdrivers to go with them. Hopefully, Twitch partnership is on the way. I reapplied yesterday. Yes, I will put the screwdriver tip closer to the camera, I'm just going to unbox all these, and then I will hold one up. I think I'm going to just bring out the microscope and we'll look at it that way. So here's all of them, and they have, they say what they are on the back? Oh, these are slightly different. Oh, that's annoying. That's not helpful. But these ones are different, so you can tell what they are. That's helpful. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, do Prime? Prime subscribers don't get encoding, right? Whew. Okay, wait. Oh, God. I got a link on some of these cords. No, wait. Hang on. There's a solution to this. Okay. There we go. Alexa, turn on the microscope. Okay, so let's look at some of these tips here. Turn on the switcher. Recalibrate it. Is that working? Oop. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. Let me find a different one here. Let me find like the pentalobe. Everybody's favorite screw. I want to get it vertical in there. I can't. Let's see. We'll give it a shot. Let's see if I have enough range here. We're just going to switch over the microscope. So, can we focus it on the tip? We'll zoom in. There we go. So, I don't know if you can see that, but it's not pointed all the way back. It's got a flat rim up on top here, right here. So this is a flat edge. And so it seats really nicely down into the top of the screw. And you sort of get a very positive flat feel. So anyway, this is what they're calling 3D screwdrivers. So all of them have, I guess I should find a Phillips too. Show what that looks like. I think this is supposed to be Phillips. Where are we? I'm so zoomed in, I can't find it. Tip. Okay. So that's a Phillips head. I don't know if you can really tell, but so, bit of a different thing. It's, yeah. Alexa, turn off the microscope.
Okay.
Yeah. What we got going on here? I'm not fully following chat. Yes, welcome to Obsidian as our newest moderator. Very glad to have him on board. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll be using these next time I have to take phones apart. Put those in my tool caddy over here. But today, Alexa, turn off the microscope.
Okay.
Today, we're going to do some code. I don't think the delay is that bad, is it? You can actually get it to tell you the delay in the little player. Let me see if I can see. I was playing with this. If you go to the gear icon and then advanced, you can pull up video stats. And that will tell you what your delay is, more or less. I'm only seeing about a 3-second delay. So, shouldn't be too bad. When is my return to YouTube? This month. I am shooting videos right now. So I have stuff right there that I'm not ready to talk about that's going to be in a YouTube video. Right there. So yes, it's coming. It's coming, it's happening. And I'm working on, let's see, the iPhone and at least 2 other big projects. Hey, Esden! I saw you were streaming earlier. Welcome, Esden and Party of 34. Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys all doing? I saw you doing Glasgow stuff with LEDs. Today, we are gonna write some code. I was just about to tell everybody what we're gonna do today. We are working on putting the robot, which is now affectionately named Spare Parts, because it all started with spare wheels from Esden. Esden is the source of the wheels. So this is Spare Parts. So these are Mecanum wheels, and they allow the robot to move in any direction. Not only forwarded back and turn, like a tank would, but also it can slide side to side. And this is a telepresence robot that has a camera on it that's very poorly mounted on here. And then it's on a servo, and then it has a microphone and a speaker. And the idea is that viewers like you can drive it around the shop. And anything you type in chat will be played over the speaker, and you can listen via the microphone. And so I can just interact with it as I go about my day. So far, yes, the robot has gotten into a little bit of trouble. It has been opening the refrigerator, stealing brooms, stealing boxes. What else? Generally creating havoc. The robot opened the refrigerator the other day, and Ambrose the dog went in there and stole one of my rolls from lunch. So they've been starting to collaborate. Yeah. You guys have a lag. I don't know. Everybody keeps saying there's a lag, and I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. So what we're doing now is we are working on hooking the robot directly up to Twitch. So far, we have been using a site called Remo TV, which used to be called Let's Robot, which is a site that kind of looks like Twitch, but was designed with the idea of doing exactly this, of every channel is a robot of some sort that people can control over the internet. And unfortunately, there just isn't a lot up there right now, and it's kind of weird to be like streaming on Twitch and then have the robot be somewhere else. So the thought is to give the robot its own channel. So the robot is now the Spare Parts on Twitch, and we are. I am in the process of writing a Twitch extension that basically gives people a set of buttons to control the robot on their screen within the Twitch interface. So the one downside to all of this is that Twitch's video lag is much greater than Remo TV's. Remo TV is very much tuned to try and give you very real-time video and audio. And Twitch is much more tuned for a few second lag, but you don't have as much buffering and things like that. So, and it's higher quality and things. So that's kind of where we're at. We last stream, which was I guess 2 days ago, I got very bogged down in WebSockets architecture, and I have since figured that out. I spent some time today looking into that, and I realized that I had totally forgotten. The camera switcher for the microscope also uses WebSockets, but it uses WebSockets as a client to talk to OBS, and so I was using Quart as a web framework instead of Flask, and it has WebSocket support for both server and client. So I have written a little demo Quart app that solves the point that we were stuck at yesterday without being at all robot specific. So, so the idea is that, it's just basically a jumping off point. It's mostly cut and paste code from the Quart tutorial. And I've massaged it a little bit, but the plan is to use that as a starting point and hopefully write the rest of the Twitch extension today for like a minimum viable, it works, we pushed a button, the robot moves. So let me put the robot out in the middle of the room. Whoa. Actually, hang on. Let me fix. I need to quickly fix something. The camera's falling off. I keep picking it back down, but I need to get some better tape. I think I need to come up with a better solution. I need to actually reprint the bracket that it's on. It was designed to do pan and tilt, and we don't really need pan, it turns out. Like, the robot can pan its body, and so that's sufficient. And so I removed the pan portion, or we never really built it. Idea that we weren't really gonna need it. And we have too short a cable for the camera anyway. And so, anyway, there is a big hole that in the base of the bracket that doesn't provide enough surface area for the double-sided tape I'm using. Super legit double-sided tape. Let's just peel the backing off and stick this down again. And then we'll throw the robot out in the middle of the room and see if we can drive it back. I'm writing a whole bunch of code. Over the next hour and a half or so. And okay. But what I do want to do, use the camera. It's gonna flip a little bit, but that's okay. That's basic. Hang on. Let me at least switch back to this camera. Okay. Okay. Once a little bit of robots. Hold the cable out. Okay. Good enough. I'm definitely gonna tear this cable at some point. Alexa, add camera cable to my shopping list.
I added camera cable to your shopping
See this? Tell you what. Ugh! I was avoiding putting this up here because it's really gets quite dirty. Rolling around on my dirty shop floors. But let's do it up here. At least you can join me in this silly little adventure. Oh my gosh, I Develop Things is raiding with a party of 36. Welcome! We are about to develop things ourselves. Right now we are putting the robot back together. Its camera started to fall off. But we are writing a Twitch extension to control this robot over the internet from within Twitch. So we will allow viewers to drive the robot around the shop. Okay. Let's put this over here. And back writing some code. All right. Oh, sweet. What have you guys been doing? I Develop Things. What have you been developing? Oh, okay. So. Let's see. All right. I want to start up the stream to Dust Bear Parts, which is the Twitch channel for this robot. Is the robot on? Should be. Hang on. Looks like it's on. It was on all night though. Let me swap batteries. Wait, make sure this goes according to plan. Just using motorcycle batteries. Just sealed lead acid batteries that are, I don't know, they're heavy, but they're pretty rock solid. Easy to charge. You don't have to worry about overcharging them or anything. They're not, they don't have all the issues that light boats do. They're safe and easy. All right, let's try that again. Turn it on. Okay, so. You've been trying to learn Vue 3 TypeScript, building a documentation type app. Huh, I don't know TypeScript or Vue 3. Yes, I am using a filter on my microphone just to remove fan noise and other things in the shop. Yes, the secret project is put away. You want to see the secret project? This is the secret project. It's in nondescript China packing. Oh. Right.
Robot online.
It's been print screened. Okay. Okay, the robot says it's online. Let's see if we can SSH into it and start up FFmpeg. Stream to Twitch version 3. Oh, wait, hang on. We gotta fix some things real quick. Sorry, I was playing around with the robot earlier. Oh, and actually we're gonna have to do a little bit more work. Okay, so let me show you what I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna kill the processes that run the robot, which is 407, 605, 701, 708, 709, 737, 744. Okay. And then we're gonna run the robot again. This time without the microphone or video, because we're gonna run video separately. So, because I haven't integrated that yet. So, oops. Stream to Twitch 3. Been tweaking Twitch settings to try and get my latency down. Okay, so that should mean that now the robot is online on the spare parts. Let's put chat over here. Should be coming online. It is live. Awesome. Hooray. Okay, so mods, let's watch over there too if you can. All right. So let's get rid of this. And get rid of that. All right. So let's look at some Quart code. I will explain what I have figured out. Oops. Okay. Yeah, we probably should add a systemd service. That actually would be really good. I have just been learning systemd, and I think I have a good sense of what it does. All right. So let me tell you what I learned. So Quart is a Flask-like web framework for Python. And Flask is a very lightweight sort of web app framework for Python that I like to use for simple things. I wouldn't write, an entire startup in it, but I would write, a one-off little service like we're writing. So the basic gist. So this is like bog standard. Well, it's not quite bog standard. I was gonna say this is what bog standard Flask looks like, but generally you sort of use a decorator to you write a function that handles a particular URL, and then you use a decorator to assign it a route. So assign it, you know, a particular path. Yeah, so Quart, so Flask runs in a standard, you know, a standard non-asynchronous blocking Python process. Quart runs things under async IO, which is this newfangled Python 3 coroutine stuff that I have not played with at all prior to today, really. So let me explain what's going on here. Quart has really nice support for WebSockets, and it runs. My understanding is it runs all within the same process, and so then we can share things across WebSocket coroutines. I think I'm using all the right words here. So this is our basic WebSocket handler, right? So it listens on /ws, and it's specifically a WebSocket as opposed to route, which is just a normal URL here. And when a request is made and requested to be upgraded to a WebSocket, then we can use, and this is kind of buried in here because there are some function calls within here, but you can just use the WebSocket object, which is a global, but it's like a weird proxy global, so that WebSocket global you're talking to is the WebSocket for that particular call. And you can call receive, and you can call WebSocket.send, right? So receive returns a string, and send takes a string, right? Receive is blocking. Well, they're both blocking. So what they suggested in the Quart documentation was essentially to give every WebSocket its own async IO queue. And that queue is essentially the messages waiting to be sent out that WebSocket. So create a queue object. Oh, sorry, actually, we don't need to create this here. So that queue object is actually being passed in here by this decorator. So they wrote this decorator, and I just cut and pasted it. But basically, it's creating a queue, and then it's adding it to just the set of connected queues, of queues for connected WebSockets. And then passing that queue into the decorated function, which is our WebSocket handler here. So that's the queue object now for this particular WebSocket. And then globally, there is this connected WebSockets set that we can use in order to broadcast out. So we just iterate across those connected WebSockets, and we can go ahead and put, I don't know why it's put instead of send. Oh, sorry. We can iterate across the queues and put messages in those queues, right? To be sent out. Now, how do they get sent out? They get sent out by the sending task. So we create an async IO task, which is another coroutine. And so it runs essentially in parallel to the receiving coroutine, and we'll get into that. But sending here is basically just a while loop that gets messages off the queue, off its queue, and then sends them out the WebSocket. And that's pretty much it. There's some niceties in here, right? Like, so this stuff up here adds WebSockets to the queue until the WebSocket closes, and then removes them from the queue. So we don't have any dead WebSockets sitting around in the set, not in the queue. The flip side of things is the receiving end, right? So this is messages that are being sent to us as the server. And this thing is basically the same thing. It's just a while loop that receives data. And right now I'm just printing it out, but we can do whatever handling we want in here, So those two threads, sort of those two coroutines tasks run in parallel to each other. And this was all the glue that I was missing the other day. So if none of this made sense, that's fine. I'm going through it rather quickly. If you're a software engineer, hopefully it does make sense. Or if you're a programmer, if you know how to program, hopefully this makes sense. But we don't actually have to get too much into the details. We can just sort of glue in our application logic. So let me bring up what we wrote the other day, which I think is in app.py. And this has more of the actual application logic. And this was me floundering on not really understanding how to architect the WebSockets. This is the architecture that we were missing. So what do we need to do? Remember, we need to handle our authenticate, right? So let's build another function like this one. We can actually probably use this to process our. So this will process messages coming from the robot to the server. So this is a lot of icons in my top bar. Yeah, I have a lot of things on here. Don't know. It works well for me. And then people make fun of me for it. But all of them do something. Actually, except this one. I think this does not need to be running. But I use all the rest of them. Yes, I use all the rest of them. Okay. So, process message. So we're just gonna write like a big if else here. We can do an actual dispatch method later, but right now we just need to tell the robot that it got validated. And we're returning here, but really, I think we just want to give this the WebSocket. So let's give this the WebSocket here, and then when we receive data, we are going to call process message with the WebSocket and the data that we received. And actually, let's leave this. Let's leave this print message in here just for debugging. Okay. And then this thing should be able to instead just call WebSocket dot. Well, do we want to run this through the queue? I don't really see why not. I don't think it matters. We need to call await because that's this whole async IO thing. We're gonna send J out, and then I think when we call process message, we also need to say await because that will take time and do a thing. Okay. Oh, we need to make this async as well. Okay. So I'm running the server down below. I don't know. There's not enough screen real estate when you are showing code on Twitch. I am heavily invested in NeoFinder. I have lots of hard drives archived in NeoFinder that I don't physically have here, so I'll take a look at Alfred, but NeoFinder works very well for me. Yeah, this is a pretty bare bones Vim setup. I don't know, it works well for me. Okay, so we have process message now, so we should have authentication. Now, we also had a route in here to do commands, to send commands. And this was just like a I think this has to be, I think everything has to be async in here. This was just a standard web request, right? So we are going to broadcast this. So await broadcast C, which is our command. Is that right? No, we need to actually make the whole button command thing work. So it's going to be this stuff here. Okay. And then we're going to broadcast J, which is our JSON full message. Okay. And then this is not WS, it is what? Process message gets called. Oh, it's just slash, which is odd, but yeah. Okay. Let's look through this and see if there's anything else we need to do here. This is kind of really sloppy, floundering code the other day, but. Do we need to add new lines on stuff? I don't actually know whether new lines are important, but let's do it just for sanity. Okay. Sorry, I'm having some shoulder pain. I'm sitting at the computer too long, clearly. What do we need? I'm gonna pull this. Hang on. Adjust the setup here. Whoop. All right, just turned the monitor off. Give me a sec. There we go. All right. Whoop, might have killed my screencast here. Hang on. Oops, let me try this again. Share screen. 1080p. Share. Okay. Let's try that one again. There's no CAD of the robot. It really, we just drilled holes in the edges. Like it's a flat plate of aluminum that has holes drilled in it for mounting stuff. So there's really there was no machining or anything like that. Let me do this stuff. Okay. Okay. They say your monitor should be arm's length away, which it now is, but it was too far before. The reports of my blindness are greatly exaggerated. Oh my God, we've been going for 48 minutes already? Really? That's surprising. Okay. So, process message. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else in here we haven't done. I don't think so. Let's try this. Okay. So, we are going to switch around how the robot's running now, which is not that. Must be this here. Okay, that is FFmpeg. This is the robot. We are going. Oh, sorry. I once again have not switched screens. Laptop screen share. Bloop, bloop. Okay, so we're gonna change the server. I switched some of these things back to get remote working again. So 192.168.0 what? 136. 136. Oh, it's right below it. Good lord. Okay. Yes, and then we fiddled around in here. We turned off secure sockets, and there was some sort of authentication thing that we turned off. Where was it? Was it in here, or was it in the main file? Okay. Controller.py. Is it authenticated? I think was the... Here we go. Okay. It's in here. Up here. Okay. So we wanted to just comment out all of the authentication stuff because it's not really doing us much good. Since our server doesn't support authentication yet. It probably should at some point. Although I think it would be kind of funny if you attached your own robot to the same listeners. Though I think the robots can send up stuff that is annoying. So, okay. Let's open another window. Remote TV, Python controller. Okay. So, did this do the thing? Whoa! Okay. Oh, we didn't import JSON. Okay. Because our imports must always be alphabetized to pass. That's a habit from my Google days. That was one of the things on a code review. I always had to alphabetize your inputs. Okay, let's see if this works. Sorry, we're not seeing... Maybe I should put these both side by side somehow? You're not seeing what I'm seeing down here, which is the server logs. So we got the authentication of the robot, and the robot hasn't quit. So that might be good. Yeah, Jalopy Jones, the extension isn't installed yet. It's just in my local development environment. So we are going to call, let's see, I'm gonna make this, I think curl is fine with it, but another command I was using was not liking localhost. Localhost 8000, we're going to call, was it command? And then command equals F. There we go. Hey! It works! It works! Okay. Sweet! Sweet, sweet, sweet. Excellent. All right. I want to get, let's see, let's get the Twitch development environment back up. Here. Run front end. We're going to be responsible for our own back end right now. Extension views. Okay, that is what the robot sees. So, in theory, when I push this button, it should move backwards. It did not. Why is that? EBS request returned error. Why is that? Did it send a command call? Let's see. Let me get this off the screen-ish here. Okay, so we can at least see our server side of things here. Okay, it called options, but it did not call get. All right, let's see what's going on here. Go to developer tools. Oh, right. This is the stupid core stuff. Blarg. What do we do over there? Okay, let's see if the same plugin works. Some of the Flask plugins are compatible and some are not. Let's try. Okay. See more of the screen. The problem is if you see more of the screen, then the resolution is lower. So I am trying to balance those two concerns here. All right. Okay. So let's see if that. See, the server seemed to take that. Really? Okay, let's try. Did I save it? I'm a little bit in disbelief that that worked, but it does seem to have worked. Okay, so let's make a curl call again. Coroutine has no attribute headers. That's the core stuff. Larg. Request.path. Okay, let's just solve this ourselves. Let's actually look at what this thing does and then probably just replicate it as a decorator, maybe? Actually, I'll load it in here. Oops. Oh yeah, I can set my Discord to disturb. Is that an option? Okay. How do I set that? Can I set that globally? How do I do that? Oh, here. I don't know. How do I do that? Oh, here we go. I got it. Okay. Done. Okay. Yeah, but I'm not streaming off this machine, so it doesn't know that I'm in streaming mode. Yeah, we gotta figure it out. Okay, so let's look at this cores thing real quick. Headers. Oh, God. Shouldn't this be like trivial easy? All right, web geeks, what do I need to do to not get fouled out? Do I need to just add this access control allow origin thing to headers? Something like request.headers, something like that. I don't know, something like this. Let's go look at the docs. But what do I need to set it to? Anybody a web dev out there? That was the answer. It's not in this file. I assumed it would be. Get cores options. Is that not? Oh. Star? It's like core. Wait, that might have been it. Yeah, I don't think star is a good long-term solution here. What can we do? Oh, we could just do this. Hang on. I know what to do. This is hacky, but it'll work. Okay. So, we're gonna run the flask thing we were playing with yesterday. And then we are going to curl against that. And is it minus capital I that shows headers? There we go. That was just star. Okay. Well, let's do star for now and a big, huge to-do on it. I just need to check that headers is the right thing. Court. Court documentation. Let's just check. Development of court. Probably just look at the Flask docs, honestly. Because I think it's the same. It should be the same. I think they're using the same API. Is headers in here? Security headers, sure. Response.headers. Can we just call, can we use response directly? I think we can. Response. And is headers a dictionary? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I develop things. I think that's definitely right. I don't know. I don't know how. Like, I guess it'll be Twitch.tv will be the site that they'll be coming off of, but I think we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. This will be response dot headers. Is that? Okay. Cool. Let's. What are we doing here? Let me just make sure I cleaned up G-Unicorn. It didn't clean up well last time. Okay. Just want to make sure it died. Okay. Should be back in business. Let's try this again. Oh, sorry. I'm not showing you the bottom of the screen here. That must be what you were saying before. No access control. Coroutine object has no attribute headers. Oh, we need to remove the plugin. Okay, so we'll rip this back out. Cannot import name response from court. Oops. How do you get the response object in Flask? Hey, Exabine. How's it going? Oh, that's cool. There's a reload option on G-Unicorn. The good news is we're not using G-Unicorn anymore. That's one of the huge benefits of moving to court. Okay. Response objects. Do we have to create a response? A make response. let's just make sure that this is not different in court. Cheat sheet sounds good. Headers. There's WebSocket headers, request headers. What do we do? Response headers. Can return a response. There we go. Okay. That's how you do it. It's been a while. Whoa, what's going on? Okay. So this must be response? And are they just, they're just creating a response. Okay, I'm not using make response. Headers, okay. So response is equal to response. And then, oh, and you pass, we're just passing okay right now. Return response. Okay. Sweet. Right. Sorry, I'm not intentionally ignoring you, Juesto. Just answering some of my own questions here. All right. Did that work? No. Why not? Let's just see that it's actually putting the right header on it now. Curl. Access control allow origin. Should be fine. So, what? Let's clear this because I'm not convinced what is old and what is new. Access control origin. All right, you guys want to take a look outside? Let me take a look outside. It's dark outside. All right. The outside, it's still snowy. It's starting to melt though. So, yeah. That's the outside world. I'll be happy to not have a whole bunch of ice in front of the shop eventually. Okay. Oh, thanks, Viniar. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I am not in China right now. No. I am in New Mexico. Okay. So it's still complaining that it didn't get access allow origin. Is that true? Or like, is this a capitalization issue? Just make sure. Looks like. Let's look at the network request. Oops, sorry. Screens. Okay. Eventually I'll remember to do that properly. So let's clear this. Okay, what's going on here? This is making an options call. Oh, and that doesn't have, I bet, does not respond properly. Oh man, that's so annoying. Okay. Yeah. I believe I don't know if I'm only handling get. I have to make a separate route. Okay. It's super annoying. I'm just gonna really quickly look at court cores and see if, hey, there you go. That's what we want. Bingo. Okay, let's do that. Because then we don't have to screw around with this, because this is boring. We're going to add it to our requirements, which we no longer require Flask, but we are going to require Quart. Is it Quart-Cors? Yes. And don't think capitalization matters here. Okay. Oops. Do you want to close that file? 3 install our requirements. Sweet. Okay. So, how do we use this? Like so. Settings. I'm not gonna worry about settings. Or are those Quart wide settings? Okay. Let's. Is it import cores? I don't actually know the name of the. Simply apply the cores function. Does not tell me what the name of this actual module is. There are literally no. All right, let's look at GitLab. Quart_cores. Yes, that looks like the right answer. Okay, so import from Quart_cors, import cores, and then we do cores. Let's see, app is equal to cores app. Okay. How is that? Hey, Robolath. Ping Hayen. Let's see. Oh my gosh. ISO Optilator. I did not see your subscription. Thank you. I'm sorry. I should look at the whole screen all the time. But yes, thank you very much. I appreciate the subscription. That's amazing. Yes, we do have a new moderator in the chat, Obsidian. Very, very glad to have him on board. So. Okay, what are we doing? I think this is now running with cores. Let's see. Can we make an option request with curl? I think you can. How do you do that? Is there a method argument? FTP method, no. I want HTTP method. Oh my gosh! XA Bean gifting 5 subs! That is amazing! Thank you. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. There are notifications on stream for subs. Hopefully they're showing up. I don't have audio notifications for myself because my audio is screwed up on the streaming machine. But thank you, thank you, thank you. If you received a gift subscription from Exabean, please thank them. That's awesome. I have a redeem also. Okay, I am not seeing any requests in my rewards request queue still. And I tried to fix it and it didn't work apparently. But thank you. Oh, I did see the outside cam. We did the outside cam. Thank you. I will mark that as complete. Thank you for Kraz there. All right. Back to business. We do this. Let's just look up post. See, data will force a post, but we just make it do an options request. I don't know. Let's just look for options. Not that. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Onward. Not that either. We want this. So let's go back to our console here and try pushing a button again. That works! It works! It works! It works! It works! That's exactly what was supposed to happen. So now we can drive the robot. The stream is laggy. We knew that. But that's strafing right when it should. That is amazing! Oh, Obsidian, that's very nice of you to gift a sub to Exabine. Oh, minus capital X. That's helpful. So it's working. It's really laggy. When is the stream gonna catch up? Okay. Yeah. We have a thing. Yeah, the UI is tiny just because of the development window. I don't know. We're gonna have to actually see it up on an actual Twitch window to get a sense of how big it's gonna be. I still don't really fully understand. We can create a new view here, bigger. So let's look at a 1280 by 720 video view and see how that works. So that one will be down here. I think this collapses it. Okay. Okay, these buttons are still really small, but not as small. Like workable-ish. Oops. So if that was your video player, these would be your buttons. So we do need to make them bigger. We knew that. We knew we needed to do more styling on this. So. Okay. I'm a little bit worried about the video latency. I'm worried that that's going to kill this entire idea. But it's doing a thing. It's also really pixelated. I'm a little bit surprised. Maybe I was overly tweaking the settings there. But yeah, we'll make the buttons bigger. We were just taking a random stab at it with Bootstrap to make it not look like total garbage, but it still needs more work. Okay, so I don't think it's the Wi-Fi signal. I think we're okay there. I think it's just compression. Is the pixelation. The lag is, I think, mostly on Twitch's end. Let's see what they're reporting on the lag on this layer here. Oh, wow, that's huge. That was not what we were getting before. We were getting 2 seconds, maybe? Yeah, we're definitely gonna add anti-spam protection and like authentication and stuff. But for now, this is a thing. So I'll leave a few minutes left today. This is gonna be a short stream. I should make the controller like an NES controller. Maybe. Yeah, but I've got 250 megabits of bandwidth symmetric, so I don't think that's the issue. So I just want to see if reloading this. We got 10 people in the channel, nice. Okay, video stats. Yeah, see, this buffer here, I believe is the player buffer. So I believe that is what's buffering just client side within the buffer, and the lag off of here is not too bad. So that is a playback decision that Twitch is making. The Twitch player is making. So I don't know. We could try one thing just to check is, do we see that lag here? spare parts. Yeah, exactly, Joyce. Okay. Video stats. That's better. So if I control it, let's just see what the lag feels like here. It might be that we're getting additional lag because I'm running this within the Twitch developer rig. And so I don't know what's going on there, but that may yield us additional buffer. That's a lot of lag. Well, I don't know. It's a thing. We did the basics of what we set out to do. There's obviously a lot more development work to be done here, but I don't know. I don't know if this is going to make it too hard to drive this thing or if it's just going to be hilarious. That remains to be seen. I have done everything I can to squeeze all the latency out of it. Maybe if I get Twitch partnership, we can twist the ear of some Twitch engineers. But we had a Twitch engineer in here or Twitch staff in here the other day. I think they were an engineer because they were suggesting using async IO on Python, and I hadn't read up on that. And it was like, oh, we don't need that, and we totally do. Let's get rid of this. So, where to go from here? I mean, obviously, we need to figure out how to deploy this extension out to the channel. Yeah. I didn't mean that you were bullying him, Robele. I just want everybody to dogpile on and be like, ooh, a Twitch employee! Because I know what that feels like, and it's not always what you want when you're just trying to hang out. So anyway, I was trying to head that off, and I think I was a little too aggressive about it. My apologies. Bluebird, I don't think you'll be able to use your channel points across channels, unfortunately. I just don't think there's a way to do that. Maybe we could figure that out. I mean, yeah, we probably could, actually. But you will have to probably open the Strange Parts channel and then spend your points and then go to the other channel. I don't know. Yeah, I developed things. Yeah, we've got all the low latency stuff set. And I've tweaked FFmpeg a whole bunch, which is what's doing the encoding. Encoding and streaming. You can stream directly off the command line with FFmpeg. Yeah. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to figure out how to deploy this thing. Now, I don't need this extension to run on any other channels except the spare parts, at least not right now. So the question is, can we deploy without passing approvals or anything? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. That's probably a me reading offline thing. I don't think that's very interesting to do on stream. We obviously need to clean up the buttons, and we probably should deploy the server somewhere else that's not my laptop. And that's a safety security thing. And then we probably should at least have a little bit of authentication between the robot and the server, and the clients and the server. We certainly don't want anybody who's not in the Twitch stream sending random commands to the robot. Like, we don't want somebody just making web requests to the server. And Twitch has some functionality for that. So, see you later, Kraz. Just straight through the laptop, good to go. I have thought about it. Yeah, we'll definitely tweak the CSS. So we're gonna make the buttons bigger. We're gonna add some authentication. And yeah. I think that's enough for V1 to like launch it on the channel. Oh, the other thing we want to do is hook up the text-to-speech off the chat. That shouldn't be too hard. Let me, Opti, thanks. Thanks for welcoming me to Twitch. I've been here about 2 months now. So let's just make a quick to-do list here. So what do we want to do? We want to make buttons bigger. here. We want to add client authentication. We want to add basic robot authentication. And we need to like get the extension running on Twitch. Oh, and we need to deploy it to a server. Deploy server to cloud. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you found me, Opti21. Just lambda all the things. Maybe. Been thinking about that. Night Boost, I don't want to run the server on the Raspberry Pi because, well, I don't want to run it on a Raspberry Pi. I want to run it somewhere outside of the shop because I don't really want Twitch viewers connecting directly to anything in the shop from a security perspective. So, yeah, I think we're okay on anti-spam for the moment. But we'll probably add some of that later. Okay. I think that is a pretty good to-do list. What do we want to do on stream versus off stream? I could probably do these bits on stream. I think deploying is going to be boring and filled with things I can't show, and getting the Twitch extension to run on Twitch, I suspect is just going to be a lot of reading of documentation, so that will be boring. So, yeah. Luke, this extension is to control the telepresence robot. So the idea, I don't know if you can see it, but that's a forward button, backward, strafe left, strafe right, turn left. And so this controls the robot. So this is the development environment for the extension. Problem is there's a big video lag right now. And so you'll see that actually took effect, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I may or may not do those boring bits on stream. I like to save the more boring stuff for off stream, I feel like. While there are some people that would watch, I feel like it's best to save the interesting things for the stream. So, yeah, apparently I don't have shoutouts set up. Yeah. Yeah, Luke, unfortunately, the lag is not really something that I have a lot of control over. I've done what I can, and right now the big limitations are on the Twitch side. It's just the way they've got their video encoders set up. So I've done everything I can that I know of so far to tweak that, and it's just a limitation of their setup. So fortunately, yeah, for sure, Box Kid, I agree. I think that about does it for this stream. I'm gonna wrap things up here. Thank you all for joining me. This has been good. We got a thing working, and I think we just need to clean it up and push it live. So I'm very excited to have Spare Parts have its own Twitch channel. We'll see how the latency actually feels once we get it fully up, and see if that's workable. If it's not, I don't really know what what we're gonna do. Telerain, I don't know when the next stream will be. I think probably tomorrow afternoon. I think tomorrow's Wednesday. I keep promising I will set a schedule, and I haven't yet, but I will. Maybe. sweet. Yeah, I think we're just gonna sign off there. I think we'll we usually raid someone, but the only person that's online is Ryan56K, and we raided him last stream, and so I feel like I don't wanna overwhelm him with raids. So anyway, yeah, thank you all for joining, and we'll see you next stream, hopefully tomorrow. If you're not on Discord, come join Discord and come hang out with us. This is the Discord here. So yeah, have a good night or a good day wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, and I'll see you again soon.